What if I told you that every time you log into a website without HTTPS, someone on the same Wi-Fi network can literally read your username and password in plain text? Look at this. This is a real packet capture I did on my own machine. See this? Username admin, password 123, completely visible. No hacking tools required, just Wireshark. This is exactly why HTTPS exists. And today, I'm going to show you, not just tell you, how HTTPS protects you, how SSL and TLS actually work under the hood, and how to prove it yourself in a free lab. If you've been watching this channel, you already know about WAF, SQL injection XSS. Today, we go deeper into the encryption layer that makes the web safe. Let's go. Let's start with the basics. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's been around since 1991. It's how your browser talks to web servers. The problem? HTTP sends everything in plain text. Every request, every response, every password, all readable by anyone between you and the server. Your ISP, a hacker on public Wi-Fi, anyone running a packet sniffer. HTTPS adds an S, secure. It wraps HTTP inside something called TLS, Transport Layer Security. Previously, it was called SSL, Secure Sockets Layer, but SSL is outdated now. When people say SSL today, they usually mean TLS. So HTTPS equals HTTP plus TLS encryption. That's it. HTTPS gives you three critical things. Number one, confidentiality. Your data is encrypted. Even if someone captures it, they just see garbage. Number two, integrity. The data can't be tampered with in transit. No one can modify your bank transfer amount on the way. Number three, authentication. You're talking to the real website, not an imposter. This is where certificates come in. All three of these are broken without HTTPS. Let me show you each one. Before we talk TLS, you need to understand two types of encryption. Symmetric encryption is like a padlock, where both people have the same key. Fast, efficient. Problem? How do you share the key safely in the first place? If someone intercepts the key exchange, game over. Asymmetric encryption solves this. You have two keys, a public key and a private key. What the public key encrypts, only the private key can decrypt. Think of it like this. Imagine a mailbox. Anyone can put a letter in through the slot. That's like encrypting with the public key. But only you have the key to open the mailbox and read it. That's your private key. TLS uses both. It uses asymmetric encryption to safely exchange a symmetric key, then uses that symmetric key for the actual data transfer. Smart, right? Now, authentication. How do you know the public key actually belongs to Google and not a hacker? That's where certificate authorities come in. CAs are trusted organizations like DigiCert, Let's Encrypt, Comodo that sign digital certificates. When your browser connects to google.com, Google shows a certificate that says, "Trust me, DigiCert verified I'm really Google." Your browser comes preloaded with a list of trusted CAs. If the certificate is signed by one of them, connection approved. If not, you get that scary red warning screen. Alright, now the juicy part. Let me walk you through the TLS handshake. This happens every single time you connect to an HTTPS website. It takes milliseconds, but there's a lot going on. Step 1. Client hello. Your browser says, "Hey server, I support TLS 1.2 and 1.3. Here are the cipher suites I support. Here's a random number I generated." Step 2. Server hello. Server response. "Cool, let's use TLS 1.3 and the cipher suite. Here's my random number. Here's my certificate." Step 3. Browser verifies the certificate. Is it signed by a trusted CA? Is it expired? Does the domain match? If yes, continue. If no, red warning. Step 4. Key exchange. Using asymmetric encryption, both sides collaborate to generate a shared secret called the session key. This is the symmetric key that will encrypt all actual data. Step 5. Both sides confirm. Browser says finished, server says finished. Both sides are now synchronized. Step 6. Encrypted data flows. Now every HTTP request and response is encrypted with that session key. Your login form, your bank data, everything. This entire process, the hello, the certificate check, the key exchange, happens in under 100 milliseconds. You never see it, but it's happening every single time. Here, I've set up a simple lab environment to demonstrate the difference between HTTP and HTTPS, specifically how usernames and passwords are handled. At the core of this setup, I'm using an Ubuntu virtual machine running inside VMware. This VM consumes around 2 to 3 gigabytes of RAM and is used to run DVWA application. DVWA, which stands for Damn Vulnerable Web Application, is running inside a Docker container. It uses about 512 megabytes of RAM and serves as our intentionally vulnerable web application where we perform login tests. On my host machine, I use a browser to access the DVWA application. This allows me to simulate a real user logging into a website. This is my live lab demo using Wireshark. In Demo 1, over HTTP, I capture the login request and can clearly see the username and password in plain text. In Demo 2, using HTTPS, the same login is captured, but the data is encrypted and not readable. In Demo 3, I inspect the TLS certificate to verify the security details. This shows that HTTP exposes data while HTTPS protects it through encryption. Okay, let me fire up Wireshark and prove everything I just said. I've got DVWA running in Docker, Damn Vulnerable Web Application. It runs over plain HTTP by default. I'm starting a packet capture on my VMware Network Adapter VMnet 8 interface. Now I'll log into DVWA. Okay, I logged in. Now let me look at the capture. I'll filter for HTTP post traffic. http.request.method equals post. Look at that, right there in the packet. You can see the post request to login.php. And in the data, username equals admin, password equals password. Completely visible. This is what happens on HTTP. Now imagine this is public Wi-Fi. Anyone on the same network running Wireshark sees exactly this. Now let me do the same thing on an HTTPS website. I'll use my browser to log into a test site over HTTPS. Now let me look at the Wireshark capture for HTTPS traffic. I'll filter for TLS. See this? Application data. It's all there, but it's completely encrypted. Even though I captured every packet, all I see is random bytes, completely unreadable without the session key. This is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. Plain text versus encrypted. Visible versus protected. Let me also show you the certificate in the browser. Click the padlock icon. certificate is valid, let's look at the details. Here's the common name, the domain. Here's who issued the certificate, the CA. Here's the validity period. And here's the public key. This certificate is what creates trust. Now, HTTPS isn't magic, there are attacks. Let me tell you about two important ones. First, SSL stripping. Here's the attack. A user types example.com in their browser. No HTTPS. Before the HTTPS redirect happens, an attacker in the middle intercepts and strips the security. The user ends up on HTTP thinking they're secure. This is why modern websites use HSTS, HTTP Strict Transport Security. It tells browsers, never connect to me over HTTP, always use HTTPS. Once set, even the first request is protected. You can see HSTS in action in Chrome DevTools, Network tab. Look for the header Strict Transport Security in the server response. Second attack vector, fake or expired certificates. If an attacker tricks you into accepting a bad certificate, they can intercept your encrypted traffic. A classic man-in-the-middle attack. This is why you should never click Proceed Anyway on certificate warnings. That red screen in your browser is a serious warning. It means something is wrong with the trust chain. This is also why, going back to our WAF series, WAF solutions that do SSL inspection need to be trusted explicitly. They're doing legal MITM to inspect traffic. Same technical mechanism, different intent. Alright, let's wrap up. What did we cover today? HTTP equals plain text, readable by anyone. Never use it for sensitive data. HTTPS equals HTTP plus TLS, gives you confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. TLS uses both asymmetric and symmetric encryption. Asymmetric for the handshake, symmetric for the data. Certificates prove identity. Certificate authorities are the trust anchors. The TLS handshake is a 6-step process that happens in milliseconds. And we saw it all live in Wireshark. In the next video, we're going to go one step further. I'll show you a Burp Suite can intercept HTTPS, modify the request live before it reaches the server, and how WAF rules can detect this kind of manipulation. If you found this useful, drop a like. It really helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. New web security content every week. And comment below. What's the one thing that surprised you most about HTTPS today? See you in the next one.